For all of you out there really missing your ex, this video is for you. Hi, I'm Amy and welcome to my channel. I'm a certified attachment style coach and I help anxious attachers break the cycle of avoidant and emotionally unavailable partners so that you can really thrive in your independence and prevent future heartbreak. And in this video, I'm going to talk about how to really break free from that pattern of really missing your ex. But before I start, if you're interested in what attachment style you are, I do have a free attachment style quiz. The link is in my bio, but let's get into the video because I'm sure some of you out there who are going through brutal breakups just want a bit of a break, and I can completely understand how you feel. And if you followed this channel for a while, you will know that I was in a 7-year on and off again relationship with a dismissive avoidant. And in that time, I healed my attachment style from anxious to secure. But I can absolutely relate when anybody says to me that they are really struggling with missing their ex. And especially if this person was avoidant as well, because as anxious attachers, we form really deep emotional connections and attachments to our partners. And if you are with an avoidant partner, you will have been used to things like intermittent reinforcement. So not only are you dealing with a breakup, you're dealing with that addictive element that goes along with a breakup. So you're also addicted to the breadcrumbing and the highs and lows that you would have experienced in that relationship. So breakups with avoidance can be especially brutal and especially heartbreaking. And anxious attachers might have a really hard time releasing that bond with their partners. So let's talk about what happens during a breakup when you are an anxious attacher. So as I said before, you will develop a really deep bond with this person, and it's almost a dependency. So anxious attachers typically aren't great at fulfilling their own needs. They rely on partners a lot. And this isn't said to judge or to say that you're wrong. This is subconscious patterning that happened in childhood. You did not consent to people please all the time. You didn't consent to never being able to meet your needs and to emotionally regulate through other people. You didn't consent to any of that. But what happens with an anxious attacher during a breakup is they will feel quite heavy emotions. I mean, I know when my partner broke up with me in the early stages of the relationship, I would feel awful. I wouldn't be able to get out of bed, and it really did put my life in a tailspin. I was so hyper focused on him. I wanted him back. I missed him so much. And not only that, and I find this with a lot of anxious attachers, they often blame themselves for the breakup. And having coached anxious attachers for 2 or 3 years now, this happens quite often, where they will always say, oh, it's a problem with me. I was the problem in the relationship. I was too clingy. I was too needy. And they don't look at what the other person's done, what's their side of the street like, because I can guarantee breakups very rarely are one person's fault. So the anxious attacher is likely to blame themselves. So they've got a level of guilt there. And I used to feel this too. I used to think I've ruined a perfectly good relationship. I would not look at my partner's shortcomings. I would only hyper focus on my own. And I've helped clients the world over with this very same problem. So if you're stuck in this cycle, if you've had a recent breakup and you can't seem to help yourself feel better, and you don't really know which direction you want to go in or how to soothe your own emotions, I've created a really specific blueprint of how I changed my attachment style from anxious to secure, and it doesn't have to take you very long at all. I do have a few slots available this week, so if you email me, my link is in the bio so we can connect and let's talk about it. So anxious attachers usually do blame themselves for the relationship failing, and almost 100% of the time it isn't all your fault. But you've been so conditioned with this person because they blame shift and because they don't take accountability, you draw the only conclusion that you really can from that, which is, oh, it must be me then because it's not them. And I want you to really take a look at the relationship objectively. Okay. I want you to still see if it is that you have a part in this. But what I also want you to do is see your partner's actions for exactly what they are. And the problem with anxious and avoidant relationships is the anxious attacher will tend to ignore red flags. They will tend to ignore the bad and focus on the good. So I want you to take yourself out of that, because no one's perfect, not even your ex, and look at what actually happened. What are the facts? And now what I'm about to go into is sometimes thought as a really unpopular opinion, is that you are not missing the person. And when you can really grasp this, and I will explain to you how in a moment why this isn't the case, but when you can grasp this, you're going to breeze through this breakup. So when I say you're not missing the person, what you're actually missing is the needs that they represented. So let's say as an anxious attacher, you've got a really, really high need for deep emotional connection. So being with this partner, you would have had that need met at least some of the way, enough to keep you emotionally invested in the relationship. And what avoidants tend to do is they tend to throw you a breadcrumb every now and then. And when you receive that breadcrumb, because you've been waiting for it for so long, it feels like love. Because you've been starved for so long and they've thrown you a breadcrumb, the feeling that you get from it is magnified. And when you can learn and identify what needs this person was meeting, and when you can learn how to meet those needs in more healthy ways and in the relationship to yourself, this breakup is not going to feel so catastrophic. Because I bet at the moment you're thinking, how on earth do I move on from this? This person was everything to me. And what's really happening here is the subconscious mind is having a panic episode because it thinks that this is the only person that can meet your needs. And that simply is not true. You are absolutely capable of meeting your needs. You are absolutely capable of meeting these needs in a really healthy way. You deserve more than breadcrumbs, my friend. So identify the needs that this person was meeting. So let's take, for example, emotional connection. And I want you to score out of 10 how much this person was actually meeting those needs, and was it consistent? What was the quality of it? Was it breadcrumbing, or did they go out of their way to actually show up for this? And I bet if you had an avoidant partner who was unhealed, I bet it wasn't consistent. And I bet that it wasn't as great as you thought it was. It just felt like that because it was so few and far between. And I want you to ask yourself how you can meet these needs in other ways, in a healthy way. So is that connecting more with friends and family, people who actually do value you, people who want to be around you? And score that out of 10, that they score more than the avoidant did. And then what I want you to do is look at how you can meet that need in relationship to yourself. So how can you connect more with yourself on a daily basis, whether that's meditation, for example, whether it's journaling, whether you check in with yourself throughout the day. Just a check-in. How do I feel right now? What do I need right now? Is enough to start you connecting with yourself. And when you can ask yourself in the moment what you need and go and do it. So let's say you're feeling anxious and you acknowledge that feeling. I feel anxious right now. What can I do to relax? Can I go and take a bath and relax? And the more and more you get used to meeting that need yourself, the less you are going to need your ex-partner to do it. So when you can go through this exercise and go through these needs and, get really granular with it, how exactly did they meet these needs, and be honest with yourself. Because if you were anything like me, you would have thought, oh my gosh, this person's amazing, they're meeting all of my needs. And I just assumed that they were. But because I wasn't so in touch with what my needs were anyway, I just took whatever was on offer. And as you become more and more secure, you will understand yourself more. You will know instinctively what you need in a relationship. And you will start vetting people to see if they show up for those needs. So do this exercise with every need that you think this person was filling. I know that some of you are saying, Amy, no, I really miss this person. They're the one. They're the only one that can meet my needs. Just do it anyway. because you will feel better afterwards. You are going to learn about yourself. You are going to connect with yourself. And the more that you can connect with yourself, the less you are going to need connection with that other person. So I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, drop a comment below. I also have a 6-week self-study course becoming available soon, so subscribe to this channel for updates on that, but I will see you in the next video.